Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
I was joking with them at the Meteor video. It's Jake, the Viking dude. I was like, if you were smart, you would have done that.
Dude, so when your, I'll say, 5-year high school reunion rolls around, are you excited to go back and see everyone, or you want nothing to do with that place?
Well, so I went to a private school, so my class wasn't that big. I mean, literally like 22 people.
Mhm.
And to be honest, most
shit.
of those people work for me. So
Okay. That ruins
It's
it.
like a high
22
school
people.
reunion
That's
every day.
was it just like
Yeah.
a big house? Like,
Yeah.
like a large homeschooling operation?
No, like I mean, I know it seems crazy because public schools have like 300-400 people, but I mean, yeah, it's like that's how it was.
What was dating like in his class? So 22 people, I'm guessing about 11 of them were girls. That really
Yeah.
shrinks the talent pool.
Yeah, I honestly didn't date much until recently. I was just on the grind. I used to joke about because like, and I'm very more strategic and I overthink things. But if you spend that amount of time with people, their habits rub off on you. Their everything rubs off on you. And I really never found someone that was
True.
like as driven and like would keep me on track. And I was just like, dude, like I'm not about to just fall off because I want to fuck around with a girl that's like,
Mhm.
average mindset and things like that. So I just didn't
But
at all.
you're dating now.
Yep.
Are,
I have
are
a
you with
girlfriend.
someone or just you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, her name's Maddie. And that's why I mean, until recently, but she's very smart and helps motivate me and things like that and like doesn't make me feel bad for working. Like kind of all as bad as it sounds, like all the boxes I needed checked. And I was like, all right, cool. This is like it was worth waiting for and not throwing
That
away my
doesn't
whole
sound
career.
bad. Everyone deserves to have standards and boxes that should be checked.
Yeah,
if
but
you're
most
interested.
people's boxes are like, is she hot? Is like, like that, like more deeper stuff. Because again, I want to be more like successful more than anything in life. Like that's all I want is like make a bunch of money and then before I die, just give it away. I just
Do you see
seems like a
yourself
fun way to live my
like
life.
I had
being a family man at some point? Like, not putting anything in your mouth or anything, but like, let's say you marry your current girlfriend. Like, you see kids in the future?
I don't know, man. YouTube moves
Those
so
would be the best
fast,
people to give the money to.
No, I don't like. Yeah, obviously a few $1 million, but I really like want to make $1 billion before I die and then just give it away. I feel like that would be the like most fulfilling way to live my life. If that
That'd be
makes sense.
awesome, man.
That's neat. I find it, you're much different than me in that regard, right? If
Yeah,
I
he's
was on
way
my way to
nicer.
$1 billion, I'd find myself at 10 million and be like, isn't this enough? You could stop
No.
working. You could just
No,
fuck about.
no.
So you're different.
Working's fun though. Like that's what I live for. Is to work.
See,
That's where we're different. Yeah.
yeah. But
No.
yeah, more power to you, man.
No, it's actually fun to talk about these type of stuff because you're more interested than most YouTubers, but a lot of them are just like when I'm like, oh, what do you do? They make excuses like, oh, I feel burnt out or this, that, and I'm like, well, what are you putting in place to stop? Well, have you thought of coming up with more ideas so you have more to choose from? This, that, and most of them just like it goes over the head or they just don't care, and I'm like, okay, like, well then like it's your fault, you're miserable, just so you know, or not even that, but in other instances, but
Yeah,
it's just most people just don't think as much as me, I guess.
that might be true. Yeah. It's interesting to talk to a home run hitter, right? Like, you're not trying to get on base. I haven't heard that the whole time. Like, man, if I could hit a single, wouldn't that be neat? No, that's not your goal. You're trying to hit a
Go
homer.
big or go home. Like, fuck it. I only got one life. I want to change the world.
Get some.
You already are, man.
That's it. Well, yeah, it's hard though. And I'm sure, Woody, you know how it feels. Like no matter how big the numbers get, you still kind of just feel the same.
Yeah. I sometimes think of levels in wealth in like what you can buy and not care, right? Like, there was a time when I realized I could walk into Target and have anything. And that it doesn't sound that huge, right? But there was also a time when it was like, honey, you bought all new towels? Like, why didn't we talk about that first? And then it was like, I really wouldn't give a fuck if she came home with a new flat screen. Like, it's okay. There's nothing at Target that causes a financial disruption in the family. And for other people, that becomes the Apple store, or it could become the car dealership. Like, those are the levels of wealth. And
Dollar General.
Yeah, Dollar General is one of them because in my instance, I go there and buy literally everything.
Dollar General's dope. People think it's a dollar store. It's got everything. It's great.
Yeah, it is dope until you try to buy. Well, I don't know. Okay, low key. That before we went into Save a Lot and bought everything, we tried a Dollar General. We emptied like shelves on shelves, and then the manager's like, "Hold up." Like, I mean, we're talking like we literally have like 30 shopping carts in line. And they're like, "You can't film in here. Do you have permission to film in here?" I'm like, "No, but just, like, we were just trying to buy all this stuff to give it to charity." And they're like, "Do you have permission to film in here from our higher up?" Like, "No, I'm just trying."
Are you shitting me?
And they're like
30 shopping carts.
Yes.
Of
I know.
They wanted
to
buy everything.
And
Fucking
then, so literally they're like, "All right, well, you need to leave right now. We're going to call the cops." And I was like, "Okay, but just so you know, I'm trying to buy every product in your store at full cost and donate it to charity, and you're threatening me with the cops." He's like, "Get out of the store. I'm going to call the cops." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
We just left. I was like,
that is ridiculous.
"Can we put the stuff back so I don't feel like an asshole?" He's like, "No, you can't put the stuff in the carts back." I was like, "Okay, it's more work for you, just We just went to Save a Lot. We're like, "Hey, are you an asshole?" He's like, "No." "All right, I'm going to buy everything in your store."
Did you buy
a Save a Lot employee? He's probably like, "Honestly, I'm a little high right now."
Well, we were doing most of the work for them because I mean, I brought like 20 people, and then I ended up having to hire like 6 people just walking by on the street to work for us that day because we needed more like people to stuff boxes and fill the U-Hauls and things like that. Like that's where it's like it's not even YouTube videos at that point. It's like this is a full-scale logistical operation where I have to like I have to pay a person to sit there and track our progress and make sure we're on track to clear everything before the store even closes and make sure he's doing his rounds around the store while this and that and things like that.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about it on the level of like a logistics issue. But
oh my God, logistics is our hardest issue. Like, and these are all things like I just want to try to make YouTube
barely
videos. I just
see it
learn it
in the videos. You're like, yeah, I guess they have enough custard for this. So, I don't know where it came from. I don't really think about where it came from.
Exactly. Everything. Well, and that's what I like about my videos too. And again, I do everything to differentiate myself. If anyone tried to do what we did, they would make it look so much harder because they would show the behind the scenes stuff. Whereas like we'll put, some videos like months of preparation into it, and then I'll just act like it's nothing, and that's just kind of part of it. I think that's part of what people like. I'm just like, we have 100 million Orbeez. You don't give a fuck how I got them. Yeah, I just have them. Let's have fun.
Dude, my son loves the. If people don't know, Orbeez it's like a tiny little ball pellet, and when it's dry, it's the size of a BB, maybe smaller than a BB. And when it's wet, it's the size of like the shooting marble, the one you'd use with your thumb. And Colin loves these things. He fills them up. He puts them in behind the kitchen door. That we have like a little concrete walkway to the pool, and he smashes them. And that's like the end of them, right? Like he smashes up Orbeez. He likes to squish them between his fingers, throw them in the air, whatever. And then they disappear. And then it rains. And suddenly they're born from nothing. Like in the backyard, the little sidewalk thing, like Orbeez little bits that were crushed and dehydrated now are reborn. And it's kind of funny. But yeah, so when it rains, he goes out back and looks for the pet cemetery.
The lost Orbeez.
Yeah.
You're giving me flashbacks because we put the 100 million Orbeez in a backyard, and that was interesting. That took like 2 months to clean out all 100 million of it. That whole video was like a third of a year process because we had to like call factory because like 100 million Orbeez isn't cheap. Factories in China and negotiate and like get samples and then get them all over here and pick them up from the port, and that was like a 2-month process just to get 100 million Orbeez from China. And then we had to like logistically set it all up and transport it and then get the people out there. And then it took a week to film, and then it took 2 months to clean up. And that whole 2-month cleanup process, we're still filming videos on a daily basis, and that stuff's kind of happening in the background while cleaning up all the other videos, while setting up for the future videos. So it's like it is a lot, and that's like where I'm having to learn with management and all that type of stuff because I had no experience.
Wow. Yeah.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.